Gemini, how are you? Welcome to your April 2016 reading. I do both the love and the general readings. So just to keep in mind, well, not to keep in mind, but I just wanted to do a quick little shout out. One of my very, very best friends just started her very own tarot channel. Her name is Shooting Stars Tarot. Be sure to check her out. She's one of my favorite people in life and is one of the people that introduced me to tarot to begin with. So be sure to check her out. I'm also going to be using this deck for the love reading and then my Tarot of Delphi deck, which I used back in February for the general reading as well, just to mix it up a little bit. So, okay, enough talking. Here we go. Gemini love reading for for April. I just said February, but this is for April 2016. One more, and then we'll go ahead and start. Okay, here we go, Gemini. Your love reading for April 2016. Here we go. Ten of Wands, Death, Five of Swords, Justice, Eight of Wands, Strength, Words. Oh, a very interesting last row there. I'm wondering if you aren't feeling a little bit isolated right now. If you're in a relationship or if you're single, wondering if you aren't feeling like a little bit like you're sort of just on your own path, you're on your own track, feeling like maybe people aren't quite on board with you, or if they aren't quite like totally in your corner right now. Very interesting last row. This is you here, Gemini, Queen of Swords, and a potential or the person with whom you're in a committed relationship, back to back, facing away from one another. You sort of, I mean, back to back with the other Queen, and then the Knight of Cups sort of leaving the reading. Ten of Wands in the very center sort of indicates a lot of work, maybe a lot of work that you are putting into this relationship. Or efforts in the dating world. A lot of, things that have the utility, right? So if you're dating, it's going out and being social, and it's actively seeking or actively trying to get set up on blind dates or whatever. If you're in a relationship, it's you exerting effort toward the other person, and not without, you are hoping to reap the rewards of that effort. And somehow I think you might be falling or feeling like you're falling a little bit short. The Five of Swords tells me that there might be some like empty battles, right? Or some recurring patterns or behaviors that are consistent or that sort of keep surfacing. And I think these are directly in line with you. Well, I don't think, I mean, they are directly in line with you. But what I think the purpose of that, or the meaning of that, is that you view it as empty. You view it as fruitless. You don't labor under, or maybe you feel like you've been laboring under misapprehensions. And other people's intents aren't necessarily the way you thought they were. Other people's purpose, other people's reason for courtship or reason for whatever have you, isn't exactly the truth. And something has been either coming to a close or is coming to a close. The death card, very first card in the reading, shows me that this is probably something that's happening now. And it's probably because of this Five of Swords and even the Justice card here. Something isn't seeming quite fair. Something doesn't seem balanced. And if you are in a relationship where you truly do feel like you've been giving more of yourself, I can see that that would cause this disconnect, that this would cause the two energies to be back to back. And I do feel that it is more you giving to them, because here your energy given here. I feel like this is kind of the same energy, the Knight and the Queen of Cups. If you're in a relationship with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, it could be them, but it can really be anyone. This is essentially the holder of your heart, right? The person who has that key to your heart. If you are in a marriage, a long-term relationship, I think you, as the Queen of Swords, you don't necessarily put up with stuff for very long. If the scales are becoming unbalanced, if you are feeling that the other person isn't giving rightfully back to you what it is that you need and you deserve, it's going to come to a stop. It's going to be, finalized. I'm not saying it's completely a breakup by any stretch of the imagination, but it could just be a communication, right? Some conversation that you have, and I think it's going to be a rather swift change. Eight of Wands indicates swift movement, swift action, things coming to you almost kind of unexpectedly, right? So any sort of communication or conversation that you have can bring about this death of this phase. Now, if you're single, and if you have been putting forth the effort and you have been putting forth energy into dating, into finding a quality partner, now might be the time when you make up your mind that you might be done playing games. Now, this isn't necessarily the card of playing games, but it is the card of recurring patterns. If you are dating people that are inappropriate for you, if there's, a difference in background, cultural identities, if there's a difference in, different types of things, not to say that those ever can't work, but if the compatibilities aren't there, it might be time for you to make up your mind really about how you're going to approach dating from now on. This is a very, it has a sense of finality, right? From now on, things are going to be different. From now on, I'm never going to do this again. And this really can also be a victory over those bad habits, over those bad patterns, right? So if you are prone to giving more of yourself to someone, then you receive, or you allow yourself to receive, I think that's going to start to change, and you are going to start to demand of yourself and of other people the same amount of respect, the same amount of effort. And the Strength card here feels to me almost a little bit out of place. There's a lot of blues here in this reading, and then you have this one bright yellow card, right? And to me, yellow is a color of success and joy and overall warmth in life. And when I have this type of situation where one color is really standing out, it kind of speaks, and not to mention it's also a major arcana as well. So it speaks loudly to me that for you, strength is something that is on your side right now. You have been blessed with strength. You have been blessed with perseverance, the ability and the willingness and the willpower to persevere. If Now, everyone's life is different, right? I'm doing this reading for Gemini. There's millions and millions and millions of Gemini out there. So this can apply to everyone in many different ways. This might be more serious for some than others. On others, this might be a very superficial, like, yes, I'm just dating, and yes, I'm dating inappropriate people, da 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 da. But if you're in a committed relationship, and there might be deep-rooted issues that you are having with these types of energies, right? And this can even be, you know, for some people that are on the brink of a divorce or on the brink of a breakup. But it can also be, again, as a single person, yes, I'm going to begin my life. I'm going to approach life differently. If you're in a relationship and you're working through issues with your partner, this can be a very optimistic start for you for a new phase and a new, you know, a new journey together. I see you together, and with the Knight of Cups, there is still that element of romance. There is still that offering of romance. And I'll know when I pull out the additional 3 cards, maybe a little bit more information about this. But I think this is something that you feel that you need, or something that you feel that you require, is that reciprocation, right? When you put yourself out there, it feels good to get it back. I mean, there's no denying that. I don't think anyone would say differently. And honestly, if that's something that you need, or if you aren't, you know, getting the things that you need from your partner, it's time to communicate those things, because that conversation can really bring about this death card should be embraced. This idea of closure, this idea of a phase coming to an end in your life, while it might be slow, while it might have been going on for a while, it is something to really embrace, because there are many, many promising blessings on the other side of it. So let me go ahead and pull some more cards for you. A couple shuffles here. Okay. Okay. Well, this is really beautiful cards. I'm really happy I'm not pulling any, you know, 10 of Swords, anything like that, which means it really can be rectified and you can find balance. Like I said, the scales right now may feel imbalanced. It might not feel fair. And you might be thinking, you know, why is this happening to me? You know, I gave so much, I put so much emphasis on this other person or on the people that I'm dating, and I try to do all the right things, but it's just not fair. And I think things are going to start to even out. You're going to find an equilibrium in your life. You're going to find a groove. If you're in your relationship and you're having a little bit of some rocky times, and not incredibly rocky, right? I mean, I'm not seeing this as being so dark and so detrimental by any stretch of the imagination. But I do feel that you are just at odds right now with your significant other or the people that you're dating. And if you communicate that and you persevere and continue through that, you will get through to the other side. And what's waiting on the other side for you is also yellow. Okay, so it's tying into this strength card, that strength energy, that warmth of success and happiness and joy, stability. You might be feeling, you are Queen of Swords, and Queen of Swords is a very stable entity. She's very like grounded. Okay, she's very grounded, she's very smart, very logical. And so when some of the emotional things sort of come in, this, you know, and you're significant other, being represented here by cups, might be more emotional, and it might be something that you also are having some difficult time communicating what it is that you need to them for fear of maybe hurting them as well. But ultimately, on the other side of all of this is stability and joy. And I think you having expressed and being honest about the things that you need, and this can indicate an expression of honesty with yourself as well, especially if you're single. If you're single and you're not dating anyone, this is telling yourself, okay, really, what am I doing that's not attracting the partners that I want? Or if I'm really just kind of dating the same person over and over, what do I need to do? And it's going to be that really candidly honest conversation with yourself. And change is imminent. Here it is. Change is imminent. And that change, I think, will fulfill you, and it will bring about new levels of peace for you and your partner. I think somewhat of a reunion. You know, I'm not getting the Ace of Cups or anything like that, but the Four of Wands is still joy and foundations and stability and happiness and unions as well. So I feel like I spoke really, really fast during that whole reading. I don't know why. It all just jumped out at me right at once. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back in the deck. And then, like I said, I'm going to use my Tarot of Delphi deck that I used for my February readings for the general. I know that a lot of people didn't, a lot of people liked the deck, some people didn't. I decided to bring it back because for me, which is the most important thing, for me, it inspires me when I read. So, I've shuffled these a lot before, so I'm not going to shuffle them too much since I'm a little bit slower with them, but this is your general reading, Gemini, for April 2016. General energies for April. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I know that it's a little bit long and boring. I just had to make sure it felt right. So here we go. The general reading for Gemini. Okay, the top one. For April 2016. Five of Swords again. Okay, so that's a recurring theme for you. The Artisan of Coins. The Nine of Cups again, also. Hero of Wands. Devotee of Coins, Eight of Wands again, okay, a lot of recurring themes, Five of Coins, Devotee of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Five of Coins, Five of Cups on either side. So let me review the recurring themes, because whenever we get the same cards, to me, it screams, this is an energy to pay attention to, especially when I'm using multiple decks. So, beginning with the Five of Swords, I think that empty battles, right? You're protecting nothing. You're fighting for nothing. You're guarding nothing. Maybe you're making excuses for behaviors, either of yourself or of other people. Maybe you are afraid of that change. Maybe you're afraid of kind of looking into that area of your life and really allowing it to come to surface, okay? But ultimately, I think that change or that process of analyzing what's going on and seeing, you know, what is it that I'm doing? What is this behavior? Why am I exerting so much effort into something that doesn't seem to be fruitful, right? And that is going to bring about that swift change that I talked about, Eight of Wands. It's something to be embraced. It's something to be celebrated and to be excited about. The Eight of Wands is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. It's about union and coming together, and doing so at kind of a rapid pace, and making that change for the better, for good. The Nine of Cups, again, there is an element, an air there, and I didn't say it in the last reading because it didn't really speak to me, but with this deck, or with this reading, it kind of is. Be sure, and it's a little bit of a warning, okay? Just be sure that you aren't allowing your ego to get in the way, okay? This process of self-analyzing and looking into yourself truly is humility is a requirement for this, okay? To remain open, to release yourself of any self-judgments, and to release others of judgments as well, and truly look into the deep-rooted issues that maybe you're having. Again, I'm not seeing tons of like crazy dark energies by any stretch of the imagination, so it's certainly overcomable, and I don't think it's going to require a lot of time, energy, or effort, but it's something that you need to just address, okay? And once it's addressed, things can, the blockages will be removed and you can move forward as normal. You have a lot of characters here: Devotee of Swords, Hero of Wands, Devotee of Coins, and the Artisan of Coins. So truly, I feel like this again here is your partner or some significant person in your life, and you here very warrior-like, the Hero of Wands, the Devotee of Swords. This is about precision and action, and you being the more aggressive. When I say aggressive, I don't necessarily mean like you're being mean or you're being thoughtless or careless, but a little bit more willing to bring it up. You're a little bit more willing to attack the issue, okay? And if it's really something that's going on with you and your partner, or you and your business person, you and a family member, however it applies to you. Hold on, my cat wants to get up. Okay, come on, Duncan. Okay. It's going to be your job. I'm giving you an assignment. It's going to be your job to bring this up, to bring it to the surface, okay? If there's an issue happening with you and so, you need to be the one to bring it to the table, okay? They are quiet, okay? They are, again, they wear their heart on the sleeve. This is a very romantic card, and this is a very dutiful card, okay? They have a sense of duty. They're a little bit more introverted than you. They're a little bit more, they get hurt a little bit easily, more easily than you as well. They might not handle confrontation. They might not handle aggression. You just, okay, so the approach should be a little bit softer given their nature, but it is important for you to bring it up because in the very center of the reading, connecting the two of you is this Five of Swords. You have a lot of five energies: Five of Swords, Five of Coins, Five of Cups. Actually, they're all triangulating you, the Devotee of Swords, okay? So Five of Coins, I think you might be feeling a little bit left out in the cold, right? It's kind of what a lot of tarot card readers say when that card comes up. A little bit isolated, and that's exactly what I said in that first reading. And that isolation is purely because there hasn't been a conversation about what's going on. There hasn't been clarity. There's a little bit of a blockage there. And are you hung up on something in the past, right? Are you hung up on some issue that occurred or something that this person said or did to you that was never addressed? you know, this card, again, another piece of advice for you to not hang on to the past so much. Look around you. Look at what this person brings to the table. Look at their value in your life. You know, again, it doesn't have to be someone you're dating. It doesn't have, oh, Duncan. Okay, come on, Beanie. That's not gonna happen. Okay. Sorry, she's really old, so to be gentle with her. So now I lost my train of thought. Oh, I mean, this person brings a lot to the table. They're a quality person, whether it's, you know, your mother, your father, whether it's a friend or a coworker, your boss, whoever this is. There may have been a little bit of a past issue, and it's important for you, this is advice for you, Gemini, to not get so hung up on those things. And if it really is bothering you, if that is perhaps even the reason why these empty battles, you know, are you having difficult time letting go? If you are, it's time to bring it up. It's time to discuss. Okay, that's the meaning here, because that discussion, clearing the air, can really put you on a launch pad for a new, beautiful phase in your life. Okay, and again, I don't see it as being so terrible or so bad, just something that might be bothering you. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some more. I can't believe how many of the same cards we pulled out. The top one, I think. Okay. 4 of Coins, the Hero of Coins, and the Ace of Cups, which I love. Hero of Coins, again, it's that, like, attacking the problem. Okay, here's a picture of Hercules, and he is fighting the spirit of death, and he wins. Okay, so whatever is plaguing you, whatever it is that is causing you, you know, whatever is causing you to feel stuck. Okay, here is the 4 of Coins. This idea that you're hanging on to, and the idea reflected here with this 5 of Swords, I'm sorry. That idea that you're protecting, that you're fighting for. But why? Truly why? Truly now is the time for some self-evaluation, some introspection. I'm not getting the Hermit here or, you know, anything like that, but I am sensing that there is something that might not be worth hanging on to. This 5 of Coins, why are you, I'm sorry, 5 of Cups, why are you looking back and not appreciating the beauty of this person, the beauty of the situation, the beauty of where you are, the beauty of your life? You know, there's no reason for you to feel isolated, and I think it's just a mental thing, right? A mental block for you. And again, getting through this, getting to the other side of this, you have that the Ace of Cups, which is truly a beautiful blessing, a beautiful promise of renewal with this person, a refreshment of the relationship, clearing the air, is the ideal launch pad for you to take this to the next level. If you are, and I'm going to bring it back to the relationship, to the love reading, because I'm getting a sense that this is more of a romantic reading, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, but I'm going to tie it back. If you're single, okay, and you are not dating the appropriate people, this is the renewal with yourself, okay? Oh, sorry, that's my phone. A renewal with yourself, a promise to yourself that whatever idea it is you have, whatever standards you have with dating, whatever standards you have for your partner, whatever it is you're projecting onto your partner, the expectations that you have, it's time to look at those and be honest with yourself if they are serving you or not. If these expectations and standards are not serving you, then maybe it's time to make a change. Maybe it's time to let go and to realize that perception is not always reality. Just because someone fits a mold does not mean that they are everything that you need them to be. Okay? So I tie it back to the romance because I think a lot of people watch these more for the love readings than for the general. But again, keep an open mind about how this can really play out in your life and how this applies to other people. If it's a friend or a coworker and whatnot. Or again, how it even applies to yourself. So I think that's it. Overall, I think a beautiful month for you. I think it's a good month for you, Gemini, to realign your big picture with your present. Okay, so where you are now with where you want to go and where you want to be. And if something isn't aligning properly, now is the time to make that adjustment. And I think you can, I think you will, I think you do. You do it and quickly. You have the ability. Your mind is strong. You are an air sign after all. You are mentally capable of conquering any of these. And I think these are mostly mental. I don't think these are truly deep emotional or deeply rooted issues that you're having, just mainly because they're mostly showing up as swords. So again, the practicality and the logic of it, you, more than a lot of other signs, will have the natural ability to conquer this issue or these issues here. So I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next month. Thanks.